I think I'm getting a curse just from covering these things. Make sure to subscribe and ring that bell to get notified whenever we upload a new video. Anyways, let's go. Number 10, the London Hammer. Max Hahn and his wife Emma went out on a stroll in June 1936, or 1934 according to other stories, when they came across a rock that had wood sticking out of its center. They made the choice to bring the anomaly home and subsequently used a hammer and chisel to open it. Ironically, what they discovered inside resembled a vintage hammer. A group of archaeologists examined it when they were given it, and it was discovered that the rock encasing the hammer was dated to the Ordovician, which is more than 400 million years old. There are some doubts about that dating, but here's the really shocking part. Early measurements revealed that the hammer itself was more than 500 million years old. It appears to be so old that a portion of the handle has started to turn into coal. Of course, creationists were all over this, and in the 1980s, creationist Carl Bogg grabbed hold of the idea and even used it as the foundation for his theory of how the atmosphere on pre-flood Earth would have favored the emergence of giants. However, the puzzles don't end there. The hammer's head, which is more than 96% iron, is far purer than anything that nature could have produced on her own without the aid of technology, and it has a design that is reminiscent of an American hammer from the 19th century. Number 9, the Antikythera mechanism. When you consider the age of the antique computer, which is now on display at the National Archaeological Museum in Athens, the level of craftsmanship is just astounding. The earliest mechanical computer has been dubbed the Antikythera mechanism. It was created to compute astronomical positions and was discovered in a shipwreck 45 meters under the surface off the coast of the Greek island of Antikythera. It is about as sophisticated as a top-notch clock from the 18th century, even though it is 2100 years old. It consists of a box with dials on the exterior and a very intricate assembly of gear wheels installed inside. Scientists have been forced to acknowledge that their preconceived notions about ancient Greek engineering may be incorrect due to the device's level of sophistication. Nothing like this exists, and none of the known texts from the time it was created make any references to it. The knowledge we do possess suggests that this mechanism shouldn't even exist. Number 8, the Dropa Stones. In 1938, an expedition to the Bayan Kara Ula in China under the direction of archaeologist Dr. Chi Pu Te reported finding a startling discovery. Hundreds of stone discs were strewn over the inside of the cave, covered in thick layers of dust. At first glance, the discs didn't appear to be anything special, but upon closer inspection, they were startlingly similar to phonograph records. They were 9 inches in diameter, had circles cut out of the centers of them, and had a clear spiral groove. It is thought that they date back more than 10,000 years. It turns out that the spiral is made up of microscopic hieroglyphs. The disc's astounding tale of spacecraft commanded by people going by the name of the Dropa colliding with the mountains was revealed after being investigated and translated. Number 7, the Saqqara Bird. The Saqqara Bird is an artifact in the shape of a bird fashioned from sycamore wood. It was found during the 1898 excavation of the Padi Imen tomb in Saqqara, Egypt. It has a wingspan of more than 7 inches, weighs just under 40 grams, and is thought to have existed around 200 BC or 2200 years ago. The issue is that someone was being lazy when the bird was originally discovered. Lack of evidence on the bird's precise location and discovery has given rise to some conjecture about its purpose. Could it be a glider or possibly an image of a flying machine? Number 6, the Baghdad Battery. This contraption consists of a 5.5-inch high clay pot with a copper cylinder within that is secured by asphalt. Archaeologists discovered an oxidized iron rod inside the cylinder. Wilhelm Koenig, a German who served as the National Museum of Iraq's director, proposed that these might be galvanic cells that were possibly used to electroplate gold into silver artifacts around 1940. Nobody has been able to disprove him, especially considering that an electric charge might be generated by just filling the device with an acidic or alkaline liquid. Even if it had been able to function, the Baghdad Battery wouldn't have been very efficient as a battery. In actuality, the majority of archaeologists think the device might merely be a storage container and not a battery. Number 5, unexplainable fossils. Geology is a somewhat new discipline in science. Experimentation has led to incredible advancements and breakthroughs that have benefited numerous other fields. There are still certain things that need to be discussed. Even though the honeycomb design of Paleodictian is well recognized, we are still baffled as to how it was made, and further inquiries are being made now. Examples include the finding of a fossilized human finger in limestone that is thought to be more than 110 million years old, a fossilized human handprint in limestone that is more than 300 million years old, and the apparent discovery of a human footprint that may have worn a sandal. The scientific community is puzzled by these extraordinary fossilized imprints and remains. Number 4. The Piri Reis map. The finding of this writing on a gazelle's skin by a group of historians in 1929 is nothing short of remarkable. After careful examination and investigation, they discovered that the map was actually created in 1513 by the well-known Turkish admiral Piri Reis. Europe and North Africa, the coast of Brazil, a number of islands including the fabled islands of Antikythera and the Azores, Japan, and even Antarctica, which was assumed to have been discovered more than 300 years later, were all shown by Reis. The most perplexing aspect is not that it suggests that the chronology for a lot of exploratory finds needs to be re-examined, but rather that it describes Antarctica's landscape in great detail and without ice cover, even though the last time that happened was more than 6,000 years ago. Number 3. The Nazca lines. There is undoubtedly something strange about the Nazca drawings, or Nazca lines. They were found in 1930 when the US opened 2 new commercial lines, and some of them are longer than 200 meters. They encompass 450 square kilometers. They show lines, geometrical shapes, animals, and shapes that we still don't fully understand. Many think they are constellations. It is apparent that they were intended to be seen from the sky, whether they were erected for the gods or for any other purpose. Scientists have struggled to explain how they might have conceived and produced these without someone supervising the process from above. Number 2. The city of Nan Madol. Between 200 BC and 800 AD, the city of Nan Madol was constructed on a coral reef close to Micronesia. It was made up of roughly 100 man-made islands connected by viaducts and constructed from enormous basalt rocks. It mesmerizes us right away with a blend of the odd and the opulent. 250 million tons of offshore basalt in the middle of nowhere feels out of place right away. How are these massive blocks mined, moved, and placed in the ideal location? Even by today's engineering standards, it would be a remarkable achievement. Furthermore, the motivation for its creation is still a mystery. Few hints as to what transpired to the culture that gave rise to it are known to archaeologists. Number 1. The Sacsayhuaman walls. These remarkable walls first captured the attention of the Spanish conquistadors near the city of Cusco, which is located more than 3,500 meters above sea level. They were shocked to learn that these marvels had been constructed by individuals who, in their opinion, lacked intelligence and the capacity for rational thought. They are actually 3 concentric walls that are composed of 300-ton limestones and have an average length and height of about 360 meters apiece. The walls were constructed without the use of mortar or any other type of cement, yet they were carved and arranged so tightly together that not even a sharp knife could fit in between the 2 blocks. Scientists have made attempts to accomplish this on a much smaller scale, but they have been unsuccessful in duplicating the precise joints of the Sacsayhuaman walls. Leave a like and comment if you think we missed anything, and we hope you have a scary day.